Hey DJ, how's it going? Just about getting ready to do a couple stages of, or a couple distances of stage 6. Snowed in. Oh. Not snowed in here, but it is colder than usual. Well, pair in the heart rate. Yeah, I'm gonna do C and B this morning. Just to continue on with my plan of trying to get all A, B, and C done for each stage. But stage 6 kind of threw things for a bit of a loop because the stages are super long. I could say the distances are long. The stage is 6. But like B is like 42K, C is 24, which is crazy for C. And then A is 56. So it's kind of hard to plan logistically because I'm trying to do them like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, but you know, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Stage 1, I was able to do them all back to back to back. But some of these other longer stages are a little difficult. Got the hot coffee. Got the winter gloves on. Wonder what this has to say about. Three degrees. I don't believe that. It's way colder than 3. How much snow did you guys get if you're snowed in today? Well, 8 to 10 inches, yeah, that's still a decent amount. Yeah, I would want to go outside with 8 to 10 inches. Oh, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Just having audio issues, so I'm like messing around with settings with my mouse as I'm trying to pedal. I'm in the C, yeah. And I think, well, C should be over within the hour quite easily, so at 10 I'm gonna do the B.
Ah, I'll just keep going.
It's sorry. The Discord server channel was getting political. So I had to mute myself, yelling and swearing. How you doing today, Peter? That's pretty much it, DJ. That's exactly what's happening is everyone that I ride with, there's about 5 of them in the Discord right now that they all ride Saturday mornings. We all have pretty much the same views, but one of the guys' wife is a total anti-vaxxer and is going to anti-vax protests. So they had a bit of a argument this morning. Yeah. Exactly. Oh. Oh. Oh, it got hot in the garage really quickly. I had to stop pedaling for a while, DJ. I had some serious audio input-output messing around. My brain couldn't compute input-outputs in the virtual world. I had to stop pedaling because the brain power I was using to pedal was overloading the brain power to figure out audio settings. So I had to like stop doing everything that I was doing and funnel every ounce of information to I think it's working now. I think it's working quite well. I feel like it is. Yeah. Looks like it is. You know what's kind of interesting though? Why isn't there all these live streams of this? I mean, I'm live streaming my bike ride right now. I have a video camera and I live stream my commutes to work. If there is like 2,000 truckers, where are all these live streams on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube? No, but I would just say they portray it themselves. Like there's no reason a trucker can't have a camera and like appropriate Facebook group. Yeah, that's the discussion right now is the trucker caravan in Canada. Oh my gosh, the trucker caravan. It's like from the trucker side of things, they're talking about how the government has turned off all of the highway cameras so that it does not publicize the trucker caravan, and it's a conspiracy that all these highway cameras are turned off. And that's why I was like, well, why don't they live stream? I've seen some US truckers live stream before. If there's 2,000 people in this caravan, like, why hasn't it been live streamed? Yeah, it's so funny. I don't really get involved. Well, that's exactly what's going on now too, is so they're saying this trucker caravan has posted, saying that they are peaceful, and if there's any violence, it's because they've been infiltrated by the liberals, and the liberals are inciting violence from within, but it's not the trucker caravan. No, you're right, DJ. There's no way. If I was a trucker, I'd weigh about 600 pounds. I could not sit all day driving. I'd eat so much candy. Or I wouldn't be 600 pounds because I'd be on meth to stay awake. popping pails, driving my truck. But yeah, the whole electric truck stuff, auto driving, that's all gonna be... Yeah, exactly, DJ. Who's gonna do that? It'll be the few people who are wearing masks. You could pick them out of the crowd. Oh, I don't mind. It's a fun discussion. It could be. And you know what? Like I say, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Oh, I'm catching people again. Catching back up. Hey DJ, for your streams, do you use like Voice Meter Banana or anything like that? Oh. Yeah, I recently went from the Voice Meter Banana to the Potato, which is even more outputs. Because I used to use outputs to share multiple, like my Discord sound would be tied in with my alert noises. And I've been recently trying to individually break up each audio. So I have Spotify on channel A. Yeah, it's like I have Spotify channel A. I have Zwift game sounds on channel B. I don't even remember. Discord now is channel C. But I can't. I did pay, well, it's donation. And if you want the extra cables, like the virtual cables, A, B, C, and D, they recommend like a minimum donation. It's like $5. But I have a hard time wrapping around, like when you have a mixing board in front of you, it's like, oh, from the mic into the board, out of the board into the speakers. And you're like, oh, there's the cable. Where virtually it's like cable input A, cable output A. And I'm like, and so that was the problem, is I recently switched over Discord to its own channel, and I had input. And I was like, why is this not working? Because it needs to be input, output. And on top of Discord, I have Discord going out, NVIDIA broadcast intercepts Discord, and then sends it out. So it's like 3 steps. But in general, it's awesome. It just splits everything up. So what I do is so if I'm listening to the music, the Spotify, I can listen to it. I can adjust the volume in my headphones, but it doesn't adjust the volume on the stream. So the stream, like Spotify is on cable A, the stream is getting direct from Spotify on cable A. So I can adjust the volume on the stream, or I can go to Voice Meter and adjust it in my headphones. So, I mean, there's a billion other things that it does, but I just didn't know if there was anything else out there. Like, I'm pretty sure if you buy like a Go XLR, it has a program, and I'm pretty sure Elgato, if you buy their Wave mic, has a program similar. But when you Google search it, everyone's always like, voice meter, voice meter. Or if you really wanted to, you can combine all of the outputs on the voice meter into one stream. And then you could choose to put that one stream out into your streaming software, which would be easy to manage, but I like volume control. Yeah, that's probably it. It's just, I don't know how much of a market there is for the only problem is I bought the smaller version. Well, I didn't buy it, but I was using the smaller version, and when you upgrade to Potato with more input outputs, you have to start from scratch. Nothing saves. So you may as well get the bigger one right off the bat. You can kind of do the same thing in Windows, though, which I had no idea. That if you go into your Windows volume mixer, you can set, individual It's gonna cut it close. What do you... I think good thing about stopping is you fly through the pack pretty quick. Yeah. 7.7 kilometers. 25 minutes to go. Oh. Hey lady, how's it going? How are you doing this Saturday morning? Just about 5 kilometers left of this stage. And then jumping into the B distance. Tough to kind of arrange times because the rides start every hour on the hour, and a lot of these rides take an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. I thought the C distance, it takes about, just under an hour, so probably have to do the A tomorrow. Trying to go slow, but fast enough that I make it before the next ride starts. These are just supposed to be take it easy recovery rides. Recovering from what? Not really sure. Only raced one time this week. Exactly out of balance. Sorry, back. I never escape the kids. My wife's inside. She can answer questions. She can give permissions to do stuff, but everyone always comes to me, Dad, can I do this? I'm like, where's your mom? Your mom's in the house. I have like headphones in. I can't hear a damn thing. Go make hot chocolate. I'm fine as long as you make me hot chocolate. simple rule. Just don't make a mess. Go ahead. Make hot chocolate. Just don't make a mess. I just don't want to come in the house and see hot chocolate powder all over the counter and like milk spilled. That's pretty much the basis of whether you get permission or not. 100%. 100% whether it involves making a mess and whether the kids have the ability to clean up after themselves, which so far is 50-50. So how are you doing today? How is everyone in Streamland doing this Saturday morning? .4 kilometers. This is a good timing. 15 minutes. Oh, nice. I should probably start doing that. I take my races and all my Twitch rides and I upload them to YouTube, but just the full race. So I'll stream for 2 hours and it's the entire stream. Like I should do a highlight reel video and split the race into actual race footage and do little like 30-second snippets. Could probably get a 2-hour stream down to like 6 minutes. Actually, with my stream, there's not a whole lot of highlights, so it'd be like the start, me getting dropped, and then my half-ass sprint at the end. So it'd be like 1 minute and 30 seconds. There's not a whole lot of like, oh my gosh, look at him go, he's totally attacking that group. It's usually just me holding on for dear life. Ah. Done. Oh, I unlocked stuff. Well, that worked out well. I got 12 minutes before the next one. That's a good planning. Like I actually thought about it beforehand. Oh, this temperature in here. It's like cold enough that if you're not riding, it's cold and too cold. And as soon as you start riding, it's like warm. But if I turn one or more fan on, it's like wind chill of -20. Is it cold where you're at? The weather here says 3 degrees, but I don't really believe it. It feels everything's frosty outside. It's gotta be more than 3. Yeah. It's 100% not 3.5. I'm not sure where it's getting its temperature from. It's like -1. The humidity went down though. It was 96. Hey Tim, that ride was totally pleasant. That is like a nice course to have a big group ride on, because it just putters along. Like 19 Fahrenheit? That's cold. Then I get to 25K and then switch over. Yeah, we've been having some really wonky weather here. It was pretty warm all last week, and then it's just like, boom, freezing. But we are notorious complainers on the West Coast. Because what it shows as freezing is what I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so freaking cold, but we're still warmer than everybody else. This next course, I actually quite enjoy this one. Out and back again. This is a really nice route in general. It goes through the desert, loops up to the volcano. You do the volcano climb, which is probably the least offensive climb that you can do in the game. It's like 10 to 11 minutes of like not really that steep. Yeah, this route is awesome. I like this route. But yeah, it was the same here. We had early January. It got to 15 degrees Celsius. 15! It was like wearing t-shirts. It was sunny. I'm like, man, I need to go outside and get on my bike. And then it dropped back down to, 2 degrees. That summer is coming, we think. I don't know, I'm scared for this summer. We had that heat wave last year. That like caught towns on fire. And we had, you know, forest fires near our place. Yeah, I think our bike club is gonna have a race season. Yeah, we haven't had a local bike club season in 2 years, so it'd be nice to get outside for some real races. I think individual time trials are probably the safest form of racing, or one of the more safe forms of racing, because you're kind of like on the course by yourself unless someone passes you.
More friends around here. People look up to you. You know, there's a lot of people that, oh, well, you know, here's great.
Yeah, oh, May? Yeah, that's kind of, well, we try to start our season in April, and we usually have a 10 race season, because what happens as soon as July hits and the kids are out of school, no one shows up to the races because everyone's out camping, going on vacation and stuff like that. So usually it's like the second week of April the season starts, and then we finish it by the last week of June. We would like to have more races or start later, like do a May to July, but just no one, like our club is really small, and when you're getting, you know, 30 people out every week and then July hits and you get 8 people, it doesn't seem worth it for the 8 people. Yeah, in April, it cuts it close. The races get cut close. In April, it's about 8 o'clock, and it's still a little light enough. That's very similar to what we do. This year, we're gonna mix the hill climbs in with the TTs and crits. It's usually, actually, it's funny, our season almost mimics Zwift season. Tuesdays crits, Thursdays time trial. And then we mix in a couple hill climbs on a Tuesday and Thursday. And then September starts the cross season. And you don't mess with cross, so there's no competing events that compete against the cross calendar. Yeah, we do evenings, like 7 p.m. race start time. So it's usually like 7 to 8. 7's a bit late. I'm like a get off work, race, go home kind of a person. Waiting around till 7 sometimes is a long. Yeah, for our crits, we usually get a couple guys from out of town that'll drive an hour to come to our crits. So the crits, still not a huge attendance, but better. But we get way more ladies coming to the time trials. The time trials are super popular because people are intimidated by racing with other people, and especially crits. You're on a closed course. It's very fast. It's tight. There's lots of turning, but the time trials are fantastic because it's just, okay, you against the clock. And week after week, you can kind of gauge your Get a lot of kilometers done in a quick amount of time when you're drafting at 42k an hour. Oh, there's a break. A break in the group up ahead. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Should I go for it? Should I bridge? I'm already over the wattage I wanted to go. Okay, let's close the gap. I don't want to get dropped off. There we go. Little 20-second effort. Back on. Almost an hour. Looking forward to it. Oh man, gonna drop again. Groups are splintering. I can't hear whatever. I'm talking to the land. Okay, this is more effort than I wanted to put in. I keep having to go above just to keep closing these little gaps. Dude, stay in a blob. Stop this. Oh, come on, people. Quit falling off. 8 kilometers in.
From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. But for us, it's different. That's here. That's home. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. Every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every young couple in love, every mother and father, inventor and explorer, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. In our obscurity,
All right.
in all this vastness,
I need to slow down.
there is no hint
Wasn't really part of the plan.
hope will come from elsewhere
Got carried away.
to save us.
Plan was boring.
ourselves.
Just ride lightly. Good arm moves. Well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the lurk.
This distant image of our tiny world. It underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish
That's when my kids were in swimming lessons. I had a foot pod, and I'd go to the gym and I'd have Zwift on my phone and I'd run on the treadmill and get Zwift kilometers. In the running side of things, people were like, "What the heck are you doing?" No, I had a foot pod. The foot pod gives you your cadence and your foot strike distance. Well, the foot pods they make nowadays are pretty damn high tech. And it tells you, you know, how high you're bouncing when you run. It'll give you your stride length. So it just, Zwift just picks up the foot pod as a sensor and then just reads all the info from there. Oh, for the syncing, yeah. So you could just shut the...
City carved a silhouette on the ocean after dark. Over the lonely and the holy and the red blood beating hearts. Up from the dirty black water, a shadow void of form raised itself out of the river. And it climbed.
Well, and you have Garmin pick up the Ant Plus signal, and your phone just pick up the Bluetooth signal. So your phone gets the Bluetooth for power meter, and then your Garmin gets your Ant Plus power meter.
Neon on the blacktop, there's a gentle rain downtown, shadow pooling underneath.
No, it's like the size... No, the running foot pod is like the size of a loonie. Maybe 5 loonies thick. And weighs about 6 grams. Literally, you could have the foot pod. Well, they range. Garmin makes one, but I think actually Zwift has one too. The one I have is made by Stride, but for a year, Stride came out with a Zwift branded foot pod, and it was reasonably priced. The ones they have now have like crazy metrics that, unless you're a marathoner, you don't really need. But I think you can get a Garmin one for 30 bucks, 39 bucks. Well, really, you could do what Brad said, put a foot pod on your work boots and walk around all day with Zwift in your pocket. The guy with a hard hat and a tool belt. It's like the village people in Zwift. Well, the Garmin watches, the steps are super accurate, but they don't give you the like stride length, like the distance of your step. And that's where the foot pod comes in. Technology, well, it knows because of all, it's got like 6 different accelerometers in it. It knows when your foot hits the ground. It knows when your foot leaves the ground. It knows how fast your foot is moving backwards. And then it does the math. It's magic. Yeah. No, the watch just does. The watch just counts your arm swinging. Good little group here. Well, that's Instant Pot does steel cut oats really good. No, the Instant Pot, because it pressure cooks, and so you make steel cut oats in like 10 minutes. Half the time, it takes longer for the Instant Pot to get up to pressure than it does actually cook things. You too. Yeah. Like an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna do, well, it's just too tough because all these stage 6, they're all over an hour. So it's hard to try to, 9 a.m. I did C. C took me an easy like 45 minutes. And then I did B at 10. But I got 25K left for B. And then I'll do A tomorrow morning at 9. Which I'm hoping 9 a.m.'s, yeah, 9 a.m. seems to be the sweet spot. So I'm hoping by picking the long ride on a Sunday morning that I'll get 2,000 people. It's like, yeah, like the Beast or the C stage I did in France. That was a piece of cake. It was totally flat, and there was almost 1,000 people in it. Well, our time, it's perfect because like 9 a.m. our time is like European dinner time. To get all the riders from Europe doing like a pre-dinner or after-dinner ride. But we get shafted on the ZRL races. Yeah, I need as many people in the race as possible so I can draft and hide. Yeah, they're like last Tuesdays was an hour. I hate the hour ones. I like 40 minutes. I fade pretty hard at the 45-minute mark on a hard effort. Like at about the 40-minute mark is when if someone like starts to go for it, you push on the pedals and your legs are like, nah, you're done. There's no more power. Yeah. Yep. That's totally what I'm doing with all these Tour de Zwift rides. Is just trying to get, you know, like today will be a 2.5 hour day. Tomorrow will be 2 hours. Cause all the Zwift races are just like, they're like crits. 40-minute crits. That was me. I'm like, oh, please let this race be over. It's too long. I was able to outsprint the group that I was in, though. Oh, it did. Actually, it's kind of funny because there was 3 people in the chase group from the team that is second place to us. And in the overall finishing points, we only had 5 more points than they did. So if any one of those guys had beat me at the end, their team would have won. So that's kind of why I like the ZRL, because, you know, I was in the chase group, you know, and you don't think you're really helping the team, but my like finish line sprint, you know, sealed the win. So like my chase, yeah, sorry, I was gonna say like so my chase group, you know, is just as important as, you know, the guys off the front winning the big sprints. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there definitely is some strategy that you have to think about and know your strengths, because that's what most of our team is big sprinters, and we do go for the FAL FTS points where we usually do clean up on the sprint points, but I don't. I'm not a sprinter, so it's just sort of like my goal is to get as high placing as possible. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Hey, Brad. I love team time trials. Because they're the true team event. Yeah. Well, I've been racing with we've been the same group of guys in all the ZRL since like October of 2020 is when ZRL started. And our team historically has been very, very good with the team time trials. Like We're not necessarily individually the fastest, but combined we're fast. Dave Garge, thanks for the raid. Welcome to Stage 6B. Where my sound alerts do not work. We are just puttering today. It is relaxed pace. I got caught up in the moment, bridging gaps, but decided to stick with the plan of slowing the pace down. It's all supposed to be zone 2 and under, not bridging gaps. So I just finished C at 9 a.m. I did C, and then 10 a.m. I started the bead. And tomorrow I'll do A. Cold but not cold in the garage all at the same time. Well, that's with the team stuff, because it forces me to join up when I don't feel like it. Yeah, we had enough people. We recruited a few spares just for that reason. Yeah, I'm totally mentally weak. And I go hard. I do go hard in the races, but some days I just don't feel like racing. But I'll never let the team down. I'll never leave the team in a pinch. That's kind of why I dropped out of the TTTs for this month in February, because I was like, you can't really reliably do all these TdZ stages. Well, they kind of got a bit of a reputation. Well, just of like doing harder than they should routes. So it was like people not wanting to show up to the crits. They weren't wanting to show up to the gravel rides because they were gonna go. Yeah. I think that's the problem, is it only takes the one. Yeah. Volcano climb is nice. This is peaceful. It's just a 4%. Just a nice grind. I love the volcano climb. I don't love climbs, but this is like the most pleasant sort of KOM climb that there is. Like 4%. You know, you can still do low wattage, but climb it. There's drafting. You know, if you pick up the pace, you can actually draft up the hill. Except it's not quite steep enough for super tucking. Kind of get screwed on that. Like, you have to be in a pack, you know, 5 people to sort of be able to draft and super tuck. Solo, you get... Yeah. Because you get to the flat spot and you stop. You're like, damn. Really? That's good. Nice. Oh, okay. That's a little bit on the high side for me right now. Yeah, it's like my zone 2 I think is like 220 watts and lower. I gotta get this damn Christmas weight off. My plan of eating my way into staying in the C category backfired because I gained way too much weight. I wanted to gain 5 pounds, not 20 pounds. It was pretty much the entire month of December, or I would say halfway through December. It was like game on. If there was food, I was eating it. Like, anytime, you know, salespeople would bring in boxes of chocolates, I'd normally be like, no, I'm not gonna eat them. But then I was like, sure am now. Give me all them chocolates. And that was like the Tuesday ZRL race. That first hill climb, I got dropped. And I normally wouldn't be dropped on that hill climb. And I was like, damn you, chocolates. Because I shouldn't have been dropped at all on that hill. But it's shocking how much slower you go on a really steep hill. Well, I think part of the problem was the last season of ZRL, I was just racing. And previous years, I was doing a lot of riding like this, where it was, zone 2, zone 1, recovery rides. And just doing sprints isn't really great for weight loss. It doesn't seem to be, because in previous ZRL seasons, when I wasn't racing, I was doing long, slow rides, and the weight just seemed to melt off. So doing a 40-minute, well, I mean, my body anyways, doesn't react to just doing a 40-minute hard-assed effort. Yeah. Well, my body type is a 30-minute effort kind of body type. Actually, my body type is like a 2-minute effort type body type, but I've always fancied myself as being like an endurance person. So I've always trained for like the 4-hour fondos, and even when I trained, I still super sucked. So I've just kind of given up on that and been like, okay, let's see what I can do if I actually do stuff that my body responds to, rather than trying to force it into these 5-hour super long rides. But yeah, the ZRL's fun, just chasing people. You'll never ever work that hard doing intervals as you are chasing people. You kind of don't think about it a lot of the times. You're just sort of staring at the screen going, hold that wheel, hold that wheel. Yeah, this will be it for probably till September. What's also tough too is the Zwift season never ends. And I think you just get caught up in doing racing multiple times a week for the entire year, and then you never get rests. Like we're all doing ZRL, from like September on, and the pros are doing 5-hour zone 1 rides over the winter. So it's kind of good to take a step back for a season and just be like, oh, 100%. Well, and it's tough because you're 100% right on that, Peter. And it's totally tough to get that in your brain, because even if I don't ride for 2 or 3 days, I'm thinking, do I even remember how to ride a bike? It's been 3 days. But when we were doing the Miva TTT, or the TTs, when I would go away camping for a week, I would be super scared coming back to the time trial going, man, I've been camping and just drinking beer, I would get a PR every time trial after coming back from like a week off. Because you're just like ready to go. Everything was fully rested. But you're just, it's ingrained in you that you always have to be hurting and working hard and sweating to be moving forward. Yes. Yes. Yeah, well, because everything's ready to go to accept the effort. Like cycling, it'd be like going to the gym and doing bicep curls 4 times a week. But it's just funny that your brain would work that way. Like, hey, people are coming up ahead. You know, slow down. Yeah. Yes. And you ride through them and you see their eyeballs from the back. I think that's where RGT does well, is with the pack. Because you can apparently get boxed in. Like, you can't really ride through people. There is some sort of... well, I think there's just some sort of like... I mean, if you really hammer it and step on it, you would kind of force your way through, but to draft, there is some sort of like dynamic of, you know, soft pedaling to put yourself into position, and Zwift has that too, but it just seems clunky. And it doesn't seem to be the same all the time. You know, and then you get shot out to the side for no reason. And you think, what the heck happened? Yeah. Actually, what did annoy me on Ruby was your character always passed on the right. Always. So, in a race, I could be riding down the yellow line, and there could be someone on the side of the road standing there. Your avatar would scoot to the right side, go around them, and then back out to the yellow line. And I'd be like, why did you need to do that? Why didn't you just keep riding straight? Like, I don't know if it's like their collision dynamics that they just have, like everyone passes on the right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on out there. I think with RGT as well, they have a thing called Magic Roads, where you can upload any GPX file, and it simulates the terrain for it. Because I think that's what Cycling Canada is doing. Cycling Canada is taking their 2022 national road course, and they put it into Ruby for the esports championship. So you're actually riding like the real course, you know, as far as elevation and turns. Oh, and RGT, they slow you down for the turns. That's some... Yeah, so like in Zwift on a crit course, you can just keep hammering. Where in an RGT crit, your guy actually slows down, so there is that element of you have to sprint out of the turn. Well, it's like everything. You know, some things, there's pros and cons. Because like I say, most of the people that I've talked to, they're like, man, RGT for racing is so awesome. But then they're like in Zwift all the time. Because there's no one in RGT. Awesome. I got like 3 kilometers left to get this done, and I'm out of here. Yeah, tomorrow 9 a.m. I'm gonna do stage 6A. That's the one that Chris... Sounds good. Have a good one, Peter. 1.1 kilometers. Done. Yay. Another to spell people's names. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.